Waiting for this plane to go over. I think that's...
That'd be a helicopter.
Yeah. No,
So they're a noise gate. So
they're just using a lawnmower on some gravel. Just... Yeah. Okay, so are we ready to start this thing?
We've already started.
I'm excited. Yeah, we really have kind of started.
We have started.
So, well, this is it. This is the inaugural. This is the thing.
Oh yeah.
If I had a bottle of champagne, I'd just break against this
Break against
table,
my head.
Yeah, you'd be like the boat. I'd take the bottle of champagne.
We don't drink any of it, bro. Like, I feel like that seems
It's
like a
ta-da!
common thing with champagne. Like, you don't really like buy it to
pilot
drink
episode.
it. You buy it to like dump it on shit.
Yeah, exactly. Like at a football game.
Yeah, it's never about sipping the champagne, bro. It's about leaving a mess.
True.
That's the celebration. Go America.
Well, welcome. This is The Science of Art. This is the show where we introduce our guests and we talk about their process and their creations, really delve deep into kind of why they do it, and then we completely geek out about the science of what they're doing. Wow! Excuse me. I apologize right off the gate for coughing so much. We've been in an arena all day, so
Yeah, we get surrounded by tons of people, like a little village, bro. A bunch of machines and shit. And then we make things go boom.
yeah, we just we loaded
people
in
to enjoy.
Doja Cat this morning, and that was a
It's
lot.
just cat dog.
Yeah, it really is cat dog, but it was a pretty cool setup.
Doge cat.
But yeah, the science of art. So this is the show where we kind of talk about your process. I am Dakota Kuhlman. I am going to be your host for our pilot episode, and with us,
What's up, Dakota?
Hi,
Dakota.
You know what? I'm gonna let you introduce yourself because here's the thing. I don't know what to call you. You've got like so many different stage names. Okay, get this. Today, when we were setting up, one of the guys kept calling you. I swear to God, at one point, I thought he called you Misu,
Oh, miso?
and I was like, it's Mosa.
Mm-hmm.
What he kept saying, but at one point I thought he said Misu, and I was like,
I've been
did he
called
just
miso
call you
before.
soup?
Yup.
Like,
Like, some people, like, masa is too hard, but they'll just go miso. And then it's like, I think on accident, but I just embrace it. It's like when
Right.
someone called me massive tofu one time, bro.
what?
Yeah.
So,
And then they correct themselves with master tofu, like that was better.
I was like, don't
They
call.
added more
Yeah,
letters,
don't
bro.
call
Masatomo.
Tomo
Yeah,
soup.
exactly. They couldn't say Masatomo, they just added more letters, bro.
So, but SayGinzu. SayGinzu is who we're really
sir.
going to be talking about
That's who you get to talk to today.
today. Because, eventually we are going to do. This is a very special episode, and we're going to be touching base on some really special stuff that we did on the top of a mountain on your birthday. Was that last year?
Yeah, that was almost a year ago.
Wow, I can't.
11 months or so.
Yeah, that's really cool. I
is
can't believe that it's been
spontaneous
that long though. But yeah, so SayGinzu. But no, I actually do want to go into some of your other names too, because Tomo that's how we all know you.
Yes, sir.
But go a little bit into the heritage of your birth name a little bit, and then I want you to tell me a little bit about SayGinzu and where that kind of came from, because I know there's a modern spin on SayGinzu, and there's also a lot of history behind your birth name.
So, the government is Masatomo. I'll tell y'all that. Don't come looking for me. But Masa is on my dad's side. Most of the guys in my family got Masa in their name because it's a samurai title. And Tomo means wisdom. So essentially, I like walking around like some samurai wisdom. But SayGinzu, bro, that has been a name of mine since I was younger, bro, because Ginsu knives, you don't know, is a Japanese chef knife from back in the 90s, because I'm a 90s baby, bro. And yeah, when I was a kid, bro, that was just a nickname. They called me like Little Ginzu or Little Zoo. I liked blades a lot. And I liked cooking too, but similar to like with music, bro, you could cut up, you could be aggressive, or you could, like paint something that's like more beautiful and like calm. But like with the blade, you could take a life or you could feed a village. So with SayGinzu, it means like, you know, speak with precision, bro. Like similar with like a blade, you can speak. So my music is my blade, I guess. And I could either cut the fuck up with it, bro, or try and craft something a little bit more special than that. But I like food a lot too, so it's a combination of both my like passions.
That was the other thing. Next time we have you on the show, I want to talk about your cooking.
I get to cook some shit next time, bro.
Yeah, that would actually be cool. Is that like we'll kind of get that set up.
He knows.
I'm okay with doing like an episode in the kitchen. You know, like splitting it from
That'd be down.
doing it there. You know, just talking about like a sensory science.
I'll be ready for that.
You know, you know, actually be cool is also talking about synesthesia at some point. You know.
A few things we could do.
Other senses that get mixed in with sound and stuff like that. But we can do that on another episode. But
there's a lot of options, bro.
Oh yeah. But no, anyways, sorry, keep going.
But yeah, I'm Japanese as fuck. I like saying that, but people are like, or it's just like before I would like hide it. I wouldn't like necessarily want to be like telling people, be like, oh yeah, like I don't know. It's not that I was like ashamed of it, but it was always like it wasn't as accepted of a conversation piece before. Like a conversation piece, like my race is a conversation piece. But like sometimes people come up to me and they ask questions, and like it's a different time now where it's like before I would feel like I would refrain from talking about it with people, even with my name. I wouldn't even like embrace that as much. But as I got older, like I'm happy the tides have kind of changed for that now. Right? I'm thankful very much for the fan base I got, supporters I have, and like different things and the journey it's taken me on. But yeah, I just kind of get to be myself and different sides of myself. So that's a lot of fun.
That's cool. So really, one of the things I want to talk about too, and I want to ask you right out the gate so our audience kind of knows more about what you do. What would you really describe your music style as? Because you can't base it down to just like, oh, it's just rap. You know, it's not. It's not just rap. Like it's very specific.
It'd be like a hip hop melodic fusion, bro.
Okay.
Like, cause I also do stuff where it's like instrumentals. Like I just make instrumental beats. If you can hit me up for those too. I do customs. But yeah, sometimes like I sing, and it's like I did R&B stuff before too. I've done like just straight rapping, like ciphers and stuff like that. I don't like keeping it necessarily like mutually exclusive from each other. They often find themselves fusing together. Where like I'll rap something and then a few of the words I'd want to sing. Right. And highlight it, and like it's accents where it's like I wouldn't necessarily want this whole thing to be like me singing full voice at, but I do like adding layering to things where it's just like little bits of dynamics to where like it can add some texture to it. But it all depends, bro. Like I make things on different days. Like some days, you know, I'm real calm, so like I'll make one that's like more singing and like where I'm just talking. But other times, bro, I want to yell into the mic, bro, and I get like 1,000 people to jump. Or like be in the present state of mind, or like kind of feel what it's like for me to be where I'm at. So it's like, okay, right now I feel like cutting up right now, or like I feel like training. So like I like to make something that like if someone was training, like they would put this on. Because a lot of music is color and emotion, so it all depends. But yeah, it's like a melodic hip hop fusion, bro.
No, I like that. So when did you start, and like what was like the initial spark to doing that? I mean, some people it's, you know, a traumatic event in their life that kind of caused them to initially just, you know, start rolling into this. Sometimes for other people it was just like a natural talent they had that they cultivated over time because, you know, people pushed them and said, no, you're really good at this, you should keep going. Some people just got drunk one night and just found, oh, I'm really actually good at this, you know? So what did it for you? You know?
It was kind of a combo of like a few of those things, but like it was early on. I got pretty lucky with like how I got introduced into music, I would say. My mom was big on it, so like her and her older brother learned English from that. Like pretty early on, they would listen to like American artists, and it would help them learn the language. Same with me, like it helped me learn English quicker. Because my, you know, like for my mom, Japanese is her first language, so it's not necessarily as easy for her to teach
Right.
her kid. But when I was young, bro, I was really just observing, like, my mom's older brother, like, my uncles and stuff, like, because they were Buddhist monks on my mom's side, so they would hum.
Right.
They would hum a lot, and it's really just, like, frequency work and, like, how, like, you tap into different frequencies, they can affect you differently.
So when you were young, were you already doing a lot of like throat work and vocal exercises with your family?
Like, I didn't
initially?
necessarily know that that's what I was doing. It's just I was mimicking, you know, what I saw. But
Right.
Yeah, like I would try meditation when I was younger. I would try and observe what my grandpa was doing, what the other monks were doing, and even like I would like performing too. Like when I was young, like put on music and I would like dance. I like being involved, like learning different Japanese dances.
Okay.
Music was a big like comforting point to me too, because like I was traveling a lot as a kid, like we were moving around. Just my circumstances of growing up was a little tough too, because it's just like I had to learn, like grow up in a different environment than a lot of my other families. So when I was overseas back in Japan, I was soaking it all up as much as I could. So it was really just hearing like monks humming, like, and doing, like their exercises, you know, like performing their, I don't want to necessarily call them rituals, but it's prayer, really. It's just like, you know, a lot of people are like, but that's a powerful thing.
Yeah, and there's the different meditations for, like, I know different chakras have a different
They lining their body up, bro. They
like
get their core right.
Hum and
Yeah.
Om is like one of the most just, you know, kind of central ones that just.
But they would be like,
causes
Namu Abida Butsu. And then so like that saying goes from like Pure Land Buddhist teachings. And
Is that a mantra?
yeah, so like if you like, it goes with like Amitabha, which was
Okay.
a figure back in the day, and that's who like they essentially it's not like praying to Buddha, but it's like they are inquiring for his wisdom, basically. So what he was able to accomplish, they're kind of like, hey, like let us have the wisdom similar to like how he moved and lived. But my mom also would play the piano around a lot when I was in Detroit. You know, Motown's a very powerful music city. So getting to kind of experience that as a kid was unique. That, you know, I was like, I wasn't gonna take that for granted. It was tough. I wasn't really necessarily like, oh, I got to choose, but like, you know, I was where I was.
So that seems like a lot of your
so it was
Japanese
a
heritage.
fusion.
Yeah,
It was a
like
fusion.
really did integrate into the fact that, you know, as a kind of 90s baby, you're just kind of moving around and like shifting, especially in a lot of like urban environments. Because in Japan, you said a lot of that was more kind of rural.
Yeah, like in my mom's village in Matsuzaka, like it's definitely older. And in the temple, it was like a big space, but it was really old. So I would run around that bitch all the time. But then like I'd be up early too, and like I think the big thing also was like even like my grandpa would wake up. Long live my grandpa, but he would wake up before like most people in the village, because we didn't have a lot of alarm clocks. Like most people didn't have alarm clocks.
Oh yeah, that
So
makes sense.
He would ring a bell, so it's like people then like hear this frequency and this sound, and then it's like, okay, they get their day started. So it's like music gets their day started, you know. Or
Nice, nice.
In a lot of other places, you know, they wake up to the sound of songbirds, or like bugs chirping or different things, and it's like
Running
music,
water is another
running
one of those
water,
things,
and so
too.
like frequency and sound is always so like integrated in like our like the fiber of our day, whether we know it or not. Like from the beeps of car horns to like, you know, just like ticking of clocks, bro. Like
Yeah, I mean it's kind of integrated into our circadian rhythm as well.
Yeah.
You know,
so
and
my grandpa would just ring a bell, and then at 6 a.m. every day, bro.
So has this always been a thing you did, or you evolved to this? Like for instance, I know you were talking about like voice work was kind of one of the original things that you're kind of mimicking, but did you start with rap and kind of fusion in the sense that you're making it now, or did it start as like, hey, I started playing piano and then it turned into this, you know?
It started as learning dances, and then like learning the songs for the dances. I really enjoyed and like kind of performing with those. There's like a fisherman dance I learned when I was young called the Sorambushi. And then yeah, piano was the first thing. I didn't really like taking piano lessons. My mom tried to like have me do that, and the dude was kind of weird to me. So like I was like, high key, like I'll learn for myself. I like playing myself. I was better at basketball earlier, and I was better at like athletics when I was younger. And also just like, I don't know, just staying active and shit. So like it definitely evolved. But by the time I was in like third or fourth grade, yeah.
Are there
like,
any videos of any of these dances anywhere?
Nah.
No. Oh, okay. Maybe at some
Actually,
point.
no. My mom might have the video of me and my older brother doing a
Nice.
dance.
Okay. Because at some point, you know what that means is what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to
It's a fisherman's
do
dance.
it for one of your music videos. You know, we're gonna
Yeah,
have
throw
to
the move in there.
Yeah, we'll get you in an elaborate costume, something that's kind of like kind of a cyberpunk thing.
Yeah.
We'll light it.
find that video.
Eric's over there, and
It's like
I'll find the video.
We'll
the
light it
moves
really
are kind of
well.
copyrighted, but I could throw in like.
What do you? Matt's gonna find like a bootleg version of it somewhere on.
Yo, come on. I'm gonna find it.
You gonna
I'm
find it?
gonna
It's
find
not.
it
It's not in
Yeah.
public domain yet, bro. I
He's
promise you.
gonna
Bro.
find
I
it.
promise you.
It's
This
gonna
shit
be
on like
epic.
VHS still, cuz.
So, what has motivated you to stick with this? That's a big thing. I mean, is this because we like.
loving it, honestly, bro. Like, sorry, didn't mean to cut you
No,
off.
no, no.
like
It's
that.
good. I mean, because I come from filmmaking. Like that's like the if we're gonna
He's very
talk
good
about
at
it,
it,
like
too.
thank you. If we're
He's
gonna
very good at it.
if we're gonna be like on here talking as artists and stuff like that, I would say my primary thing is filmmaking. That's not always what I started out at, but that is definitely the thing that I always saw in the forefront of my mind.
Yeah.
That's what I was always gonna end up getting into or entertaining. But the thing is that I don't like it all the time.
Yeah, it's tough.
A lot of times I just absolutely hate it. So, but that's kind of a motivating factor in sticking with it. So, I know there's got to be times where this just eats you up, got to frustrate
yeah.
you. So,
Long days.
what really keeps you sticking with it?
I could be doing so much worse shit, bro. To be honest, like
Yeah, I
and,
mean, let's face it.
like-
Idle hands are the devil's plaything. There's a
But I
reason
love
why they
doing
say
it.
that.
All jokes aside, like I love doing it. When I was a kid, bro, like I used to write stuff all the time, for me and for other people. So like to be able to perform my own originals that like I used to keep a secret. Like I wouldn't want to show anybody. Or if I did show people, like they wouldn't want to like necessarily like give me the time for it. And like if you was like a real strong fire for it, bro, or like even like street performing and having people walk by, and I'm like, bro, I'm trying to make like $5, bro. Like I have $0 today. You feel me? And then to where now like I can get paid for shows, consistently is like surreal sometimes still, and I won't take it for granted. I've been doing it for a little while, and gone through like different phases of it, but I'll never take that shit for granted, bro. Like, because I get to, at the end of the day, like, that's why I tell my little homies too, and like different people in my camp, like, if you have a show and you're expecting 200 people, and there's only 13 people out there, bro, you better fucking rock out for those 13 people, bro. Otherwise, I'm gonna get mad at you, because they'll remember
Because
that.
they'll
showed
remember
up. That they showed up. Like
Right,
at the
when
end
nobody
of the day,
else would.
Fuck your expectation.
Right.
Fuck your expectation, because it's not gonna.
I've sadly seen a lot of really bad
yeah,
magicians
yeah.
who have that bad mentality. You know what I mean?
Like even like big time artists that go on big
Oh,
multiple
yeah.
city tours, not every show sold out for them either, bro. Like lots of times, like they'll just end up canceling it. They sold 90 tickets and they'll cancel it. And like I feel, but at the same time, though, what about those 90 people that did try?
Right. I mean, that's true. So here's something. Who do you pull the most, or actually, who or what do you pull the most inspiration from? Like, is it? Well, I know a lot of it we did talk about is your heritage. That's a big part of it. But I know that Detroit has a lot to do with your past as well as kind of your present, because you kind of integrate the two. Again, past, present, future, present.
Yeah,
Past
so people like
fusion.
I mean, it's kind of like a combo with the last question you asked about like why I still do it. It's like I have a lot of love for it, and that involves not just like the music's great, the shows are great, studio sessions and the long days and like long hours, but like I do it with the people I love. I do it for a lot of people I love and care about. You know, I've gotten to go to a lot of different places. I've gotten stuck in this country where I was like, my mom didn't expect it, and she made it work. And you know, I moved myself out of Detroit several years ago. Well, it's been a while ago. It's been almost 7 years. Not being like, oh, like I never want to like deal with the city. No, I have a lot of love for where I come from. It's just that like it's a big marble we're on, you know.
That is true.
So I can take what I learned there and like you know, it sharpened me. I had a lot of experiences there. I still have a lot of people I love and care about, but I get to also like put on for a lot of people and walk in places they don't get to walk. And it was a second chance for me too, bro. Like when my life back there was a lot more turbulent. I wasn't necessarily like, I was applying myself well, but I was still thinking too confined. I was allowing myself to feel stuck. And to where now, like, I explore more options for like my music journey, bro, and like that led to just something that I could never even imagine me sitting here today, bro, with you.
Right.
Setting up the shows we do, going like the different states I've done to like do the same thing, bro, like set up these multi-million-dollar shows in different states.
Yeah, it's been a long day too. I mean,
yeah, bro, like what we got to be a part of already today, like
already did a kind of a big arena show, and then we set this up. You know what we forgot to do was the time lapse.
That's all right.
That's okay. Matt got some good videos and some good pictures.
Yeah.
So didn't you? Yeah.
Yes, I did.
But yeah, it's like there are days, bro. You know, like you'll see it. I'll work a triple, you know, work like 20+ hours straight, and then go to the studio, record, and then come like help set up something, or like talk to other people about, you know, stuff they want to do, because SayGinzu, as much as it's a solo act, it's also a community act.
Right.
It's community outreach, and so like before it was really just like, oh yeah, I'm trying to make this hit song, bro. What does that mean though? Like, is it a song that like does well on a radio play, or is it a song that has like impact amongst the people?
Right. That's.
Is it a song that like takes on its own life, or is it a song that has like crazy numbers?
Right.
Like,
because we do this for.
Music used to just be like village to village. It used to be delivered, hand delivered.
Right.
Otherwise, you didn't hear the shit, bro. Like if there was a band from a village that made the best song or whatever, that had the craziest sound, bro, that village heard it. And then the next village over, they had their act. You feel me?
Right.
And they would travel and deliver songs, bro. Hand deliver songs to people. You know, and
or
like
theater, or they do shows and stuff like that. You know.
And same thing. That's pretty much what they
art
do now.
Dealers.
Yeah, they're art dealers. The science of art. You feel me? And like it's little pieces. It's millions of pieces that are moving to make stuff happen. But it's special. It's special, bro.
It's information. And you know, actually, now that we're getting into that science a little bit, one thing that's kind of interesting about that, like just as you were saying, is traveling from town to town, passing, you know, and actually hand delivering these songs. Not only are they kind of handing down information, you know, from like, you know, hey, these are the songs and the things that we write about from our tribe, and we have developed like an algorithm that you can hear and remember, and if it's catchy, here's the other thing. Now it's stuck in your head, you know. The sounds, the rhythm, all of those things. And actually the rhythm and the ability for it to be kind of a vibe is the thing that, because you can attest it to your own heartbeat. That is one of those things that makes it stick in your head even easier. And because of that, then you apply the words and stuff like that. Well, there's 1/3 thing that's an element to this that makes it really potent, almost more potent than a lot of other things, and that's feeling. How do the different notes hit? And
it's color, it's emotion. Like different frequencies and different notes make you feel different things because they paint different colors, and different colors make you feel different things. So that's why it's like I said with Ginzu, like I like encouraging people to embrace their duality of existence, bro.
You wear blue a lot. You wear
Calm,
blue
cool, and
a lot.
collected.
That's like, that's
calm,
one
cool,
of-
collected, and calculated.
That's good.
Yeah. It's just because, like, well, like, nature, even as much as it's spontaneous, wild, and it's calculated still. Animals have to learn, have migratory patterns.
This is true.
They understand changes of seasons and, like, this plant's gonna sprout this flower for these 3 weeks, and then so if we pop up here, we can get the flower and we can eat the flower because that's gonna turn into a fruit. You know what I'm saying? Or some shit like that.
Right.
Or like people that would be like, even in Japan, for example, cherry blossoms, they bloom for like 2-3 weeks, bro. But we, like, the entire country understands that cycle. Like rice. I'm gonna bring it up, bro, because, like, you know, like, it's a beautiful plant. It's an enduring plant, bro.
Right. No, I've seen.
thousands of people.
I've never gotten to see them.
But it's on its
Japan,
cycle.
They're
it's got its rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are too early on that, bro, you get underdone rice, bro, and the grain's not as good. If you're over on the time, bro, it's molded and it's done. You ain't eating that, bro. Like, you waited too long. It's got a rhythm to it and timing, and a science to it, bro. And that's just like with anything. But, like, yeah, it's just, like, interesting to see that, like, things have them, like, have programming, but it's still, like, spontaneous and up to interpretation and be like, okay, this is this way, but, like, this one thing's gonna do it this way. Like, you know, like, even amongst, like, take birds, bro, like, they fly different.
Right.
Like, you just, that statement in itself, birds will fly, but not all birds fly the same. Some glide, some hover, bro.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? And that's just the art of flight, but it's different things. And it's just like, so when you see stuff like that, like, that's really what inspires me to, like, write about it, sing about it, because I see shit like that and I'm like, bro, like.
So do you like
it's
people
just
watching?
crazy.
I mean, I know you
just
like to
like-
watch nature, and I know that kind of, like, really inspires. But I mean, a lot of
Crowds are
times
funny, bro.
we find ourselves stuck.
Yeah, we'll be surrounded by thousands
know,
of people, or
all
like
the
being
time.
at a show,
You know.
and, like, what gets me is, like, say we would, like, clock in, like, a 20 hour, bro, straight.
Right.
Like those festivals we do.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, bro, like, you're dealing with all the craziest shit, and then you see a sea of people, bro, of all walks, you feel me, just mobbing around. Some are just beyond, like, their mental capacity.
zonked.
Yeah, they're just
You know, they're
zombies,
just-
bro,
they're
but they're
gone.
there. Like,
Right.
nothing will stop them from being there, bro. They pay
Right, absolutely.
egregious amounts of money
Right.
to be there.
Mm-hmm.
And
They're having all
fuck
kinds of
outta
out-of-body
here, you're gonna stop them
experiences.
from drinking their White Claw and hearing Tim McGraw.
Right.
Like, it's just, seeing that shit is wild to me. I'm not making fun of them. It's just that, like, bro, like, what we do contributes to that, is, like, an essential part of that. Not even just, like, essential, bro. Like, it doesn't happen without that, bro. And, like, when I was an artist younger, I didn't think about that, bro. Like, okay, how much goes into, like, these huge productions, or, like, these, like, mad multiple day festivals, bro,
Right.
or, like, arena shows. And it's like, we see that, and, like, when I go to work, bro, and we've been doing this for years, but it's like, every time I go there, I'm like, okay, well, like, what kind of person, species of human being am I gonna see today, bro, at work?
Right.
Because we
You
see
know.
millionaires too, bro. Like, I saw Jeff Bezos, Oprah, and, like, a bunch of actors in Scottsdale last week. And, you know, sometimes you just never know when you clock in, bro, what you're gonna see. And
Right.
those people are just people too.
Mm-hmm.
And those people are all just people, but they're just chilling and doing their thing. Other days, bro, we doing stuff for businesses. Other days, you know, it's just for artists and shit. But, like,
Right.
seeing the sea of people, bro, and sometimes you'll see, like, you know, like, a mad family, bro, like, a mama, auntie, cousins, nieces, nephews, everybody for this concert.
Right.
Or you see, you know, the couples. You see the parents with their kids. And it's just a trip, bro, because, like, they're coming together for music.
Mm-hmm.
They, like, all then relate. They see the frequency. They feel the color, you know? Whatever that might be, that act and that performer is, like, they see that, they feel that, and they can tap into that frequency and be like, yo, I fuck with this. I'm gonna spend my whole check, deal with bullshit ass parking, bro, and go to this show and sit.
Yeah.
Probably where I can't even see the person.
Right. But you know,
But-
there's
And they love it.
really to be something to be said about being around that many other people too, because there really is. Even if you can hardly see the act, you know, you were there.
It's
you know
special,
what I mean?
yeah. You're in the building, and, like,
You're there. You know, you're
as an-
present. You
as
know?
an act too, I can say too, even, like, from the people in the very front that I can see and I get to talk to the whole night, you know, and they will not leave there, or like the people that in the back that like I didn't even get to see.
Mm-hmm.
You appreciate, and you have to appreciate everybody that pops out to
Absolutely.
those shows, because it's just like, you know, we'll see cities get changed from just essentially empty streets, bro, to be like packed and flooded.
Exactly, and
in an instant.
Downtown Phoenix is not usually full of people,
Yeah,
unless there is something going on. And now it seems like more often than not, there's always usually something going on, you know, which is good, you know.
Yeah.
Phoenix is swiftly becoming an entertainment hub, more so than it used to be. But no, I wanted to kind of like get back into this real quick because I want to actually kind of watch a couple of things too, and kind of go into like the process, because one thing I want to talk about is how do you do it? And I mean you specifically. I know I got my cheat sheet here. It's our pilot episode. You know, I'm going to keep looking at this thing.
We here.
But how do you do it? You specifically, your headspace, your ritual. You know, I know it evolved for us, for Matt, Eric, and I. You know, we the three of us started working together predominantly last year. I know you've been on some of our film sets before. You know, working with us.
Yeah, good time.
Y'all should check out those movies too.
And
we saw a lot of each other.
A few times.
Yeah, a few times.
Few times.
That's
Oh yeah,
we were
oh
on,
yeah.
and it was like,
A couple afternoons, couple mornings, couple nights.
yeah.
a couple of night overs. And,
Inside, outside.
oh boy, yeah. And this next
Clothes,
one, this
no
next one's gonna be a
clothes.
real doozy up in the mountains and in the snow and stuff. And,
I
that's
gotta
gonna
get
be
a
good.
coat.
Commitment. It's gonna get a good coat and get good boots.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
Yeah, I need to re-up on my boots, bro.
And
Work's
start working
been
on leg
abusing them.
stuff, because this one's gonna be up.
It's gonna be a
you
cold
know.
one. We're going up by the Grand Canyon.
Ooh, we
rim.
going to the Grand Canyon.
North rim of the Grand Canyon.
Let's go.
Bring your
That-
snowboard, baby.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna scout that out first and
Make a
see
fort.
if that's gonna be a good spot, because
Make an
I still
igloo.
know there's some good spots that we might be able to find up kind of near Prescott and Flagstaff
Flagstaff, yeah.
that are really good too, like deeper in kind of the wood. Anyways, I'm getting off topic.
Y'all should watch.
We're gonna talk about
Yeah,
this.
it's coming
gonna
out.
be good.
It's coming out. We'll
It's
talk
gonna be
about
good.
it another time.
Yeah,
it's
it's gonna
coming
be-
out. It's a big
We're
one.
gonna talk about commitment. But yeah, your ritual.
Y'all want the code, man.
Well,
ready to
just
make music
Give me a
anywhere.
little
That's
bit
my
of
code.
cheat sheet. If it's a secret recipe, no, keep it to yourself. But you know, if you wanna,
Nah, I'll tell
if you
y'all.
wanna tell people, you know.
I'll tell y'all.
Okay.
I mean, when I was younger, bro, like I kept like obviously like a notepad and a notebook with me wherever. I still do. Write all your thoughts down. Like if you don't complete a song, don't get mad at yourself about that. Like you can always go back to shit. Have an option. Now it's 2023. Okay, we're going on 2024. If you are not capable of making a song anywhere you are at any given time, now everyone's got one of these. If you don't, I feel. I've been there too. Okay, I ain't trying to say that, but laptop, tablet. I've even been in positions where I had no phone, but I had a tablet. Okay, and
You gotta go the memento
Yeah.
route and just tattoo it on
make
your
demos.
arm, you know?
And there's a lot of ways you can make demos. Yeah, also be open to collaborations with people. There's been lots of times, like, yes, I pay for a lot of studio times. I'm also been blessed a lot of times with people that just been like, hey, just invited me, because be open with your creation. Don't be so selfish with it. Yes, make it yours, and don't let anybody step on that or steal it from you. But at the end of the day, share it.
Right. You've heard me say this all the time, but you know, the more you take, the less you have.
Yeah.
The more you give, the more you receive. You know,
Mhm.
and that's the whole purpose. The whole intent of this is that art is meant to be
Yeah.
seen, heard, experienced by others.
But yeah, like I observe a lot. I try and learn a lot. So like, I'm always learning shit. So then like if I write stuff down, it's always stuff for me to go back to. Like, but yeah, write as many songs as possible. If it's tough and you have writer's block, then go for a walk. Go talk to somebody. Or yeah, you can go listen to
good.
something else. Listen to your favorite music or whatnot. Cook a meal for yourself. Give yourself some other like stimuli. But the
Do you
process
have
is
a book
different.
out?
Not yet, no.
Are you gonna write one?
Yeah,
You should.
We're in the works for that.
Okay, even if it's just an
Cookbook,
audio
too.
book, okay?
Yeah, cookbook too. Yeah, shouts out grandma and, just teaching me how to cook when I was younger. But the process is different, bro. Like every day is different. It's not necessarily like, oh yeah, I wake up, I smoke my joint, I go to the studio and I make fire. Some days, bro, it's like, I write 2 lines of some shit, I go to work, okay? And then while I'm washing my hands and I'm thinking about work and the bullshit I'm gonna have to deal with at work, I think of like 3 more lines and I'm like, damn, I can't write this down right now. So I'm gonna internalize it and say it to myself over and over again in my head until I get to write it down again. So then when I get the next chance to, I write that down because I'm like adamant about it. So then I got 5 lines then, bro. And then like we work for another 2 hours straight, bro, and I don't get to add more to it. And then I go to lunch and then I think about a few more and like different things. And like, so you can piece it together bits at a time. It doesn't have to all just be like you sit down in one moment and you just get it all done.
Right.
Some days are like that where you have to be like, okay, like if I have commissions and like, well, I got to get this song done for somebody, like, yeah, I'll sit down and I'll buckle down and I'll just write. Or I'll just hit record and I'll just straight go to it. Like put the beat on, go to it. Other days, bro, like I'm crafting the beat as I'm writing. So I get sent a lot of beats. But yeah, I like making my own instrumentals as well. So like other days, bro, it's just like if I have the time, I'm crafting the beat, like from what instruments are being used to then like what tone I'm using as like what words and what tone I'm using. So like
Right.
It then gets woven together more. I always encourage rappers too, songwriters as well, make beats as well, and make it easier. So then you're not always like, oh, I don't got no beats, then make one. But
do you have a favorite program that you use for beats? Or any that you would kind of recommend for anybody who's trying to get into this?
I mean, like, if you're doing, like, vocals, I always, like, work with Pro Tools when I go to the studio. So, like, if you want to be a professional recording artist, be prepared to work out of Pro Tools. A lot of beat makers in the industry use Fruity Loops, bro.
Oh, yeah, I used to use Fruity Loops a long time
But
ago.
there's, like, a lot of, Eric knows about that. Fruity
Eric
Loops.
knows about it, too.
There's
Oh,
programs
yeah.
like Logic, too, which
That's
is,
what
like...
I use to this day.
Yeah. Logic, when I work with bands, I've used Studio 1.5. A lot of DJs I work with use Ableton because you can use a lot of layers. Each DAW has their like things they're good at and things that like you can pretty much you can make a beat in anything, but like those all have like their strengths, let's say.
Right.
Feel me? A program I like using as far as like just it's like accessibility, bro. And like one of my little homies put me onto was BandLab, bro. It's not like, oh, I can get my finalized product with this thing. But shouts out BandLab, this ain't sponsored, but shouts out BandLab, is because you just log into your portal, bro, and then you can just access your whole library, all your demos and all your songs, regardless of where you're at, on a computer, phone, tablet, anywhere, regardless of what state or country you in. You just log in there and then you get your shit. And then you pull up a little studio thing and then you can make ideas and demos that you can export your stems out. Say you want to take something like that and transfer it over to a more powerful DAW. And then you can just export your stems out. But it's a good way to at least get an idea started. Like I can make like 5 beats in like 40 minutes if I wanted to. Or I could spend all day on that and just like make a legitimate demo that I can take other places and then finish. But it's basically make no excuses. Like there's GarageBand for people. There's different drum pad beats, bro. Like let me put it this way: if there's people that can be as resourceful as we are and can make music out of rocks and sticks, bro, what's your excuse?
Yeah, I was gonna say just get some buckets and some tin cans and like a recorder.
No, I've seen people use paint buckets, bro, and washboards,
right?
And they can still pull a crowd and feed their family, bro. So what's your excuse to not make a demo or not at least try to make something? Now, granted, life happens, but if you want it that bad, you'll try.
Hey, let's really quick. Hey Matt, do me a favor. I want can we pull up one your way?
Oh yeah.
So this is a music video. This was your last birthday. We went to a really cool place, kind of out by
That hike was dope.
Cave Creek or Carefree. It's a little bit further north, northeast. But that afternoon we started up at the Sears K ruins. We went way up to the top of those, and those were really cool. Old Native American ruins of these. I believe it was a Native American ruins.
Mm-hmm.
Did they look? Anyways, the
They're writing on rocks and stones.
Like
that was there were
like,
petroglyphs. There were petroglyphs.
Yeah.
It was just the name of it was kind of an interesting. I was like Sears K.
I butchered that word too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try petroglyphs.
Do it.
There it is. You got it. You got it.
Petroglyphs.
Science of art, baby.
Petroglyphs.
Petroglyphs.
Dekkai ishi.
Big time petroglyphs.
I just said big boulder.
Yeah.
So yeah, we went up there, and we brought the black magic with, and I was just gonna shoot some stuff, but then we got the idea. No, we talked about it before that. We were like, nah, we're gonna go up to the top of that. We're gonna just shoot a demo music video for this song because I heard this song. I was just like, oh, I'm still floored by this song. I still absolutely love this.
Thank you.
It's
you can stream your way everywhere. Spotify, Apple Music, SayGinzu. You can look that up. SayGinzu.
Plug it.
yeah, they're about
Hell
to
yeah.
they're about to hear it here.
Yeah, you wanna play it?
Yeah,
you can
because
play
this
that
is awesome. Because we just shot this, and this is just a little demo version of it. Yeah. I am gonna finish this candy bar before.
Do you want me to stop the recording?
Dude, start with the candy bar.
Okay.
Tell everybody how delicious it is.
What's the texture like, bro?
It's
'Cause
really
I can't eat
delicious,
chocolate.
but I'm not
so-
starting with.
What's
the
that
candy.
nugget like? Is it cookie?
It's the left side. It's the left side Twix. Left side.
We had some technical
Strong side.
difficulties. We had some. Now we have some more.
This
Is
is
it
like
like
some of
we're
the
back?
last candy I can enjoy for the next 50 days.
It's a handmade Twix bar. Does it seem like we're straight from the factory?
Yeah, it definitely tastes factory.
Day 2.
handmade.
Day 2 off of the belt. It's fresh.
It's gonna look good. It's gonna be shredded.
Fresh
Yeah.
Twix.
Yeah.
Commitment training. Is
8-pack
nuts.
made of cookie and chocolate and caramel. Oh yeah,
That was a left side Twix, bro.
classic American.
I really don't drink anymore, so that beer I couldn't even make it all the way through it.
I don't really drink like that either at time.
I'll
This will get
finish it. I'll
finished.
finish it.
This will get finished. But I just have to have multiple beverages, bro.
You got coffee, beer, and water.
I got coffee, beer, water, and Gatorade.
Got some CBN coffee too. Little
Oh, shit.
CBN.
Shouts out, man, on the
THC.
coffee.
Yeah.
Poured some syrup into my coffee.
How about the set, you guys? You guys did a kick-ass job with this.
You did a kick-ass job with this, bro.
Yeah, man, it looks good. It's fucking awesome.
It's the science of
What's
art.
going on out there in outer space? I mean, that's just like nuts.
Black holes.
Do you think I could breathe out there for 0.5 seconds?
Nah.
Fuck.
Nah.
Thanks for being real with me, though.
Yeah.
If you had told me, I would have asked what's
I
wrong.
want you to
with
stick around, man.
Nice, I do too. I want you to stick around too, bro.
Don't go to space for 0.5 seconds.
Shouts out tardigrades, bro. Water bears, they can survive
Mm-hmm.
in space. I can't though. It's kind of fucked.
Well, we're back. Now we finally got our technical difficulties.
We did. We gotta figure it out.
now. But oh, and I've got a shirt on now. More shirtish.
Flannel. Brought to you by Flannel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not actually, bro. We're not sponsored by Flannels.
It's like my
No,
Batman
but we could be.
cowl or
We
my
could be.
Superman
Maybe
cape,
one day, bro.
you know?
Maybe
Make
one
that
day.
happen.
Yeah. So we got the technical difficulties figured out. We're gonna.
Yeah, we got to figure it out. So,
You wanna
welcome
reintroduce
back
this?
to the science of art.
we
I'm
go.
with SayGinzu, and we're about to watch
Konnichiwa.
a music video that we kind of put together during a little hike on his birthday last year. Yeah. We're not there this year yet. But we went to Sears K ruins on top of this mountain, and then from there we actually journeyed down to this waterfall that I swear looks like it would be a really good set for like a courtroom for Planet of the Apes.
Yeah,
You know what I
meeting of the
mean?
High Council.
Yeah, exactly. Like they'd all be sitting around and
On
you be in the
rocks.
middle, you know, like kind of looking up at them, and they'd be like judging you and like you know throwing poop.
It's like
and
where you
stuff at
meet before you go to battle too, bro. Like if
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
To, like, try to
But
like rally the
it has that
troops.
Coliseum vibe, but you know that also means that it'd be really cool for like a poetry slam or something like that.
Yeah, like
you
a-
know.
Like a secret concert.
Yeah,
Wipe that from your memories, bro. It's never gonna happen.
a poetry slam where they sacrifice the poetry slammers afterwards.
Can I be first?
I mean, hey, everybody needs a hobby, right? So let's yeah, so this music video, Your Way, I love this song. I know I've already said it, but I absolutely love this song. The moment I heard it, I was like, nah, this one. I only have one complaint about this song.
You wish it was longer?
Yeah, it's too short. I wish it was longer. I really wish this song was longer.
You want me to go? Okay, I'll record a part 2 for it, bro.
Okay, that's
Maybe.
cool.
I can't promise that, but maybe one day I'll record a part 2 for it.
That's fair, because I would love to do like a long music video to this. But yeah, let's check this out.
Steps where I've been, I'm meant to stay. The birds remind me of the times I couldn't save the day. 'Cause even heroes miss some shots they but in the midst on the side of your way. In the midst on the side of your SayGinzu, be ready to adapt, cause if you can't do that, you ain't getting nowhere you want. Been travel around the map and brought what I have everywhere, cause it's part of my heart. Wear it on my arm, ain't no lucky charm, I done made it out of harm's way. Got a lot of scars, but I'm staying sharp, I done made it out of dark place. Now they betting on me like a parlay. Went from starving to extraordinary. Past demons that I've been fighting, I'ma turn into they've been buried. Situations that I've been in, I can't number, but I've overcome things varied. Been worried, but I'm still out here showing I'm really a visionary. Critically endangered is what I feel like, but I'm not in the cemetery. Legendary journey and I'm still on it, even when they may try to strike fear in me. Do it for those that hold near to me. Clearly I'm made for this work, so I'll never retreat. Life that I live is the duality, therefore I learned how to fight, so I wanted some peace. Been through the gauntlet and been through the street. Been through the hottest and coldest of weeks. Let my story unfold from the west to the east. I've been making my mark like a Sharpie with ink. I believe in steps where I've been, I'm meant to stay. Birds remind me of the times I could save the day. 'Cause even heroes miss some shots they take. But in the midst, don't lose sight of your way. In the midst, don't lose sight of your way. In the midst, don't lose sight of your
Damn, that was almost
Oh,
a year ago, bro.
Ah, love that song. I absolutely love that song.
Yeah, man.
No, that's yeah. I wish it was longer because I would have loved to have done more with that. But no, it's a cool, it's a fun little demo.
We
music
should drop
video.
that, bro. We
Yeah.
could drop that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, we should drop that, honestly.
No, we
What
should.
have, and then make more music videos.
No, that is definitely on the docket. But
Hell yeah.
this is kind of part of the show where we get into some of the weird stuff, and we actually start talking about what it is that's actually going on. We've kind of we've touched a little bit into kind of some of the science that we've been talking about as we kind of been going into this, but no, I want to talk about what the fuck is sound. Matt, can you do me a favor? Can you actually we're just gonna pull
Yeah.
up the definition of sound? What is it? I know,
The definition
like
of
it's
sound?
yeah, it's like I know well, for one thing, when matter.
It's moving particles.
Yeah, it's like when it's air particles. when they clash together.
Frequency and
you know,
wavelengths, the moving particles.
and in certain patterns and in certain wavelengths, as those air
Shit
particles
shaking,
hit,
bro.
Go right there.
and they create those vibrations. Oh yeah, so vibrations that travel through the air or another medium and can be heard when they reach a person's or animal's ears. So it's all about vibration. And then, here's the other thing is, I like this in physics. Sound is a vibration that propagates as an acoustic wave through a transmission medium such as gas, liquid, or solid. In human physiology and psychology, sound is the reception of such waves and their perception by the brain. So essentially, it really is kind of like it's really important. When you look at how we're built too, and you put together like hearing coupled with eyesight and sense of smell, before you really even consider like taste and like sense of touch and stuff like that, just those three: smell, eyes, and ears, which are the things that really are the thing. They help us perceive things that are way far away from us before they even interact with our bodies physically.
Yeah. There's animals that base most of their stuff off of smell. Like, dog sense of smell is hella crazy.
Right.
Hearing too, then like sight, and then like what you see. Because if you can't and those ones are powerful because like touch, you have to kind of like be like real close to it. You have to physic in proximity wise. Mm-hmm. But you could be hella far from something and like hear it or smell it or see it. So I feel like that's why those senses they're not better, but they're different. I would argue better because you can.
The microphone. Give me the joint. I want that. No, get. You disappeared, and it's like what is this? What would you pull up here? The study of sound. Oh no, actually, go back up.
Britannica.
There was a sound, a mechanical disturbance from a state of equilibrium that propagates through an elastic material medium. A purely subjective definition of sound is also possible, as that which is perceived by the ear, but such a definition is not particularly illuminating and is unduly restrictive, for it is useful to speak of sounds that cannot be heard by the human ear, such as those that are produced by dog whistles or by sonar equipment.
Sound is...
Thank you, Richard
A purely
E. Berg.
subjective definition of sound is also possible. So sound is what you make it.
Yeah.
Sound is what you make it, man.
That's why I also be telling people.
Fact checked by the editors of the Encyclopedia Britannica.
Well, it's got to be good then.
But sound really is what you make it, because like different creatures have their own calls. People like different music, bro. Like shit sounds good to different people.
Yeah.
That's why I tell people like when they learn how to sing, or like, oh, like I can't sing. I'm like, fuck all that. Okay, if you think you can't, just because you can't technically sing, like classically sing or whatever, doesn't mean don't sing, because like you could find your unique tone.
Right.
Like there's music that you don't even have to really like sing on, but like it's music because like it's rhythm. The words can have texture and color, because words can really have like a lot more, like you can make them more than just words. But anyways, just like with sound, bro, like not everyone likes the same knock.
Right.
You know, like not everyone likes the same knock of wood. You know,
kind
like
of how we're talking about synesthesia too. You know,
like,
all those other senses kind of muddling in with sound, where you're like seeing, you're able to hear colors and see sounds.
Right. Like sure, there's science behind it of like, oh, this frequency sounds pleasant because it's this frequency and it makes this wave and moves particles like this, like somatics, right? It can like, if we were to like sprinkle a bunch of like shavings on here and take a bow and like string on it, it would create shapes. Or like if it's like, or like if it was a sheet of metal and then we were to sprinkle stuff on and then like hit a bow through that, and the metal sheet would vibrate and create shapes.
Can you pull up cymatics, Matt? There's actually a
Semantics?
cymatics.
Or yeah, semantics.
So there's a really good
not semantics, sematics.
cymatics. So there's a really good there's this musician that he works with cymatics, and it's cymatics is a subject of modal vibrational phenomena. The term was coined by Swiss physician Hans Jenny, and a lot of times what they're using is sound and some form of material that is in a kind of a fluid state. Like
Yeah,
it's
they can
either
use,
water,
like, yeah.
sand,
Check it out.
metal. So yeah, if you look at kind of like it creates all kinds of geometrical shapes, natural occurring geometrical shapes. Not so much so because we're, creating the sounds, through. Well, no, because the sound technically is a vibrational thing that is found in nature. So yeah, these, if you look, I think the way we even discovered this wasn't by accident, because if you note, like when hummingbirds are buzzing their wings at a certain speed or rate, the same way as a bee does, or even during like earthquakes, seeing how the ground kind of like shimmers and shakes, creating different patterns that just, kind of boggle the mind when you look at them. So they're so ornate and so pristine and so perfect, like and unique, like snowflakes too.
Yeah, and precise.
Know. But no, look up on YouTube real quick, Matt. There's this artist. He's a really cool musician that uses cymatics, and he worked with these filmmakers in that, and I think. No, I think there's a lot of technology that's going to be coming out here pretty soon that is going to be utilizing vibrational frequency technology and
frequency work.
Like frequency and like neurostimuli apparatus to basically. I think they might already be kind of like working on prototype things like that you can actually wear on your head and stuff like that, to kind of help you get kind of like a nap state. But I think once they start working with things like Neuralink and also kind of external devices that can just be kind of worn to kind of help with like PTSD and things like that, it's kind of like an alternative to things like psilocybin. Now granted, the psilocybin and things like that, I think that's also something that everyone should kind of consider as well. But,
I mean, that's really also even like why I do like my music shit a lot, is because it helps me with like, instead of taking like a bunch of pills for some shit, like I'll do this and it helps, like for the most part. Like now still it doesn't mean like it negates all the pain or like whatever, but like it helps like a lot. But yeah, just like music therapy is a real thing. Now granted, like it's interpretive because the same song might not do the same thing for two different people that are sick, you feel me? But a certain song might genuinely heal somebody, and like different frequencies when like you listen to them enough can help with like just like variety of things, bro, from sleep to restlessness to bro, just like people with like anxiety,
pains,
PTSD, pain, like physical pains, migraines,
well, certain frequencies, especially like applied to like parts of the face and stuff, can help with like sinus pressure and things like that, just because it's vibrating at just the right rate to kind of like help unclog that. But the second one here, I don't know if you've ever seen this, but this guy Nigel Stanford, he just comes up with some really really cool apparatus with these filmmakers. And he works with cymatics. And this is just kind of the music, Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, and I like, how
like
they're utilizing like salt.
Well, it's fluid, so it just morphs. It just changes in front, like, and it's so beautiful and intricate, like. It's like a code, you feel me? Like, it's just that code moves those particles like that and places them in that shape and fashion. But it's like...
And it's sacred
powerful.
geometry,
it's
too.
It's powerful, bro.
Yeah.
Like, it genuinely is powerful as fuck. That's art. Just like that right there. And it's just grains. Grains and frequency in the surface. but like you can put it through any medium, really.
Yeah.
Like,
And it's interesting because I know that, experimenting with like something that's a little bit thicker and more viscous, like a paint.
it can create
Yeah, it's going to be different than if you
crazy
use like an
shapes, bro.
oil or water, And then if you use something that's like a heavier metal, like lead
Yeah.
particles versus sand versus salt,
Mm-hmm.
all of them are going to interact differently, especially like the different tones as well that they're kind of like, utilizing here too. I think that's fascinating, I remember when I was I was working the halftime show for the Bears-Rams game in SoFi. And it was cool because it was the first audience they had ever had in there because of COVID. And
coming back from all that.
yeah, it was like 100,000 people. The seats are it's incredible.
Packed.
But you had to run out into the middle of the field, and it was spooky because there's that many people in that space, and they're all pointed down towards you. You have to think that everybody's voice is like it's a speaker, it's a it's a megaphone. It has the ability to project. And everybody's also really stimulated. Everybody's, at the, the like peak dopamine release. It's like
You just got the world open back up.
oh yeah, everybody is the happiest they're gonna be, all year, and and it's already nuts. These
That show's crazy.
massive
I wasn't at that one,
football
but
players
yeah.
are just running around, just practicing. You're kind of like weaving in and out of them to get to the middle of the field, and the moment I got out there, that's when I felt it. And what it is, it's all of those voices, all of those speakers, all of that air pressure pushing towards the center of the field, and it was spooky because I swear you could push your hands up against it.
You can feel
and
it.
feel it like it was almost like some sort of like electromagnetic,
Yeah.
like gravity field that you had to like push against, and you're realizing like. That's like anywhere between like 85 to 100,000 people. The seats look like they're pretty packed. I know it can seat 100,000 people.
You can move
but-
the sound, like
Yeah, it
and
was.
it's sound that moves, like. But yeah, that's wild that you can like.
No, it was
feel the
insane.
air
It
being
really
moved
makes you
around
think about
bro.
that too. You're like you started thinking about in terms of like okay, 3 voices. That's this like PSI or like this magnitude of like
it moves this
projection
much,
and like
like-
and then you magnify that or you quantify that by like different like 50,000 and you just think about that, and it makes you think about different like technologies. So yeah, actually I was thinking about that might be a method to how they actually were able to push those stones with the pyramids using sound. If you get that many people all, aiming in the same direction, I'm talking like 100,000 people, and you get them all kind of saying or stating the same thing, using the same mantra and stuff like that. That while pulling, using
Yeah.
ropes.
Added extra
Yeah,
force.
it was stunning, like how
Yeah, there were resourceful
profound. And then
people.
everybody's screaming at the top of their lungs. It's just enough of them.
Yeah.
Some of them just talking. So if you think like if I could get everybody screaming
exerting all that energy, like
in one direction, and you actually create like a funnel shape almost with it,
insane.
it's pretty spooky. But what are your thoughts on that? I mean, the whole
Sound moving thing.
Yeah, the whole,
I mean, it can
all
make
the
things
theories about
levitate.
cymatics.
Yeah, it can make
being
things
utilized,
levitate, bro. Like
as technology, back in the day.
certain frequencies when they vibrate, bro, like it can make boulders shake, bro. Like or certain earthquakes, right? Like think about earthquakes, bro. That's an energy shockwave from.
And it makes a
tectonic
lot of
plates, right?
sound too.
You
It
feel
makes
me?
a lot of noise.
And it's a shift, so it's basically like the crust clapping, bro.
Yeah.
So the crust claps, and this clap moves buildings or can reduce buildings to rubble, and have the effects that they do that are just like devastating to people. And like we are like the superior species or whatever, but we can't fight that shit, bro, and we can
Right.
barely prepare for that. You like, it's like when you fall, it's like you brace yourself for the fall, but you kind of like redirect your energy with the impact into the ground
As best as you can, yeah.
as best as you can. And like with buildings, like you kind of want to like build it so it's kind of flexible. Even with bridges, you want them you don't want them too rigid, otherwise they just snap.
Well, remember that was
but sounds incredible, bro. Like that's
Tesla. You know, he built that earthquake. Well, his earthquake machine. The story was that he built this thing that was basically just a free weight that would move back and forth, and he was trying to create like a perpetual motion engine. And he actually tuned it so that it matched the frequency of the building that he was in. And what was happening is that where he was, he wouldn't really notice anything. But if you think, it was just wobbling the top of the building like this and causing it to shake to the point it was creating an earthquake. So the fire department came in and they ran downstairs and just smashed the thing with one of their axes. That's the story. That's like the legend,
Or even think
but
about
it
this,
makes
bro,
sense
like,
too, if you look at modern buildings.
When you demolish a building,
Right.
and like you put the TNT there, and then like the shockwave of that, bro, can move things.
Right.
You feel me? Like it can it can push people back. It can knock people off their feet. It can like move cars out the way and shatter windows and all sorts of shit, right? What if like this probably didn't happen?
Similar
but,
to like a sonic
What
boom,
if someone
from a
like
jet,
they had like a big rock, bro, that they just like tipped over, and then they had like that extra boom, like combined with other things like ropes and manpower, but like they're like, hey, don't stand under the rock,
right?
You feel me? And they just like topple that rock over, pull it, and that shockwave adds extra pressure to already what they doing, bro. Like there's a bunch of options, bro. Like I've entertained the idea also of like dinosaurs helping, bro. Like, bro, I'm like, okay, people
Hey
use
man, we're gonna
ox.
get on that dino kick.
People use ox and like elephants and stuff, and it's kind of fucked. But like to move stuff that men can.
Can you
like,
look up, Matt? Can you look up sonic booms real quick? Just
but
like
sound is powerful, bro.
No, it is.
Like
It's you've seen a lot of those new jets that are kind of breaking the sound barrier too recently.
Shit's
One of them was like
crazy.
over 7,000 miles an hour.
Yeah, but that's just a theory,
Miles
bro.
per hour.
It's an off the wall thing, but like, it's not beyond like the power of sound. Though.
Yeah, like I mean, this is if you look at like a sonic boom, just it comes so late
Crazy.
too in the process, but that's just
Crazy. All that air being moving around too.
yeah, and just
being
evaporating. It's just the
just
heat
condensing, like-
produced by something that's moving that fast. I haven't seen this one. This is interesting. It's one where a rocket is landing. Have you are these the Heavy Falcon or are
Bro,
these the
that's
the
insane.
Raptor? Ah, look at that.
Yeah.
That cone shape is just so cool, and especially that how you can get a video or like a picture of that cone shape as it's just going past. But it's interesting. The speed of sound is actually not as fast as you'd think. It was only like 700 miles per hour, which when you think about it, that kind of makes sense as to why when you see jets, moving, where the sound is here and the jet is here. It makes sense with air travel in ratio to in ratio to like where the jet is to where the sound is being perceived to where you are, and also wind. You got to think wind patterns too are gonna make sound kind of move, just like kind of gravitational waves make light move.
People can build stuff that like, depending on how the wind is, and if wind flows through the building a certain way, it will like whistle and like create and like play a song or some shit. Like some temples, bro, like have like chambers where it's like, if a gust of wind goes through like a certain area like fast enough, bro, then it like just like vibrates a certain way. And there's a lot of temples where it's like frequency is integrated into the architecture, into like pillars. So there's pillars that like I think it's in Thailand, where each pillar represents a different divine frequency for healing and for like different purposes.
It's just
like one's for strength and one's for like balance,
like
and
just
one
work your way up,
but
kind
like,
of like the like 700 hertz. I think is like the god.
Yeah, they had like 963. They had
something
like,
like that, yeah.
444 in there or something like that. But basically, yeah, like in the pillar itself of the building, it was crafted into the wave shape of that frequency.
That's really cool.
Which is
dude.
nuts. So like there's just like different things that it's like where it's like certain songs can like just have the power to move people a certain way over and over and over again, like time and time again, regardless of like
different interpretations
yeah,
of the song
like
too. That's really
what
cool.
age.
You know, when somebody takes the lyrics or they take even the same sound and they
takes on a life
do
of
like a
its own.
remix or they just do their version of it. And I think what's really cool is when people a lot of times will take a song and I know that great hillbilly version of some AC/DC stuff.
Yeah.
Or no, actually, there's that flamenco guitarist who does Thunderstruck.
Yeah. There's a lot of interpretations of
And
Thunderstruck.
that is just an incredible. Are you looking for that, Matt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that he so it's Thunderstruck and it's all flamenco guitar. But you know, I think actually it's really cool thinking about the different instruments that we utilize. But I think things like piano and string instruments.
Oh, have you heard Luco Stricknock?
Stricknoli,
dude. He's an
Stricknoli.
Italian man.
Shouts out.
Yeah, this is it.
Shouts out, Luca.
This is really cool. But the reason why I like string instruments is because it's a really good representation that you can visually look at to see the strings when you pluck them, of seeing the different wavelengths and vibrations and stuff.
I have another request after this. But
Okay, yeah. Joe Satriani is another.
it's a Smooth Criminal cello.
Ooh, we're gonna have to check that one out. But a little side note for commitment, Matt. This kind of space would be good for the machine they stick them in.
Oh yeah, a lot of cymatics involved.
Yeah. See, now this is what I was talking about. Like, this is one of those. Like, it's passing down key information, but not in a sense of like verbal information or ones and zeros. It is still ones and zeros, which is interesting.
It's passing on
but
information of a feeling.
Right,
a
it's
story.
feeling.
Yeah,
Because here's the thing: no matter how you play this, even if this was played with
people
French
pumped up,
horns, if you played
like a
this with
code to
French
get people pumped
horns
up.
or a bunch of harmonicas, this song Thunderstruck is always gonna get you, your life ready to, get in the ring, so to speak.
It's
it's
like a form of like being a scribe, like being an
Right,
artist. If when done right, you have to it comes with a lot of responsibility essentially. But like when done right, you become a scribe, bro. Like a part of history. That's why it's like you can create something that's like everlasting. It's like you can pass down a feeling, an emotion, a thought process, not straight up knowledge, like within like the text, a snapshot of time, interpretation of a culture.
I could go back and listen to it again and again, and then now I'm giving that to you, and you can use that to help you get through this. And I imagine that's like a big part of like why you do this is for your audience too. It's like I had a fucked up day. And I wrote that into these words, and I put it to this music and these beats, and when I listened to it, it helped me get over that, or it helped me process it. And I hope by giving it to you, that does it. And that's what ends up being a fan base, because then a group of people can all go like, that in that format, that algorithm worked for me. Or I like that flavor, or I like that recipe of madness that you're bringing to the table. So I think that's cool, especially when we're seeing how people are just manipulating sound, whether it's through cymatics and using vibration and stuff like that in electronic music, or using classical forms of music like flamenco guitar and cellos, and putting that to recent modern interpretation, which I think is really cool, because that is exactly what you're doing. You're taking fusion of your past heritage and how you grew up and were raised, blended with, your urban culture, and how you exist today in the world that you kind of live in. And you're doing a lot of shows in places like LA now too, aren't you?
Yeah, we were in West Hollywood earlier in March.
That's
this year.
really cool,
Yeah,
so
Melrose. That shit was crazy. I had a bunch of people we work with come out too. Friends of mine I ain't seen in years pop out that have shouts out my homie Nolan that came to the show. Because he saw when I was just freestyling or just making random songs or just being in the car but putting on a beat and just rapping because we were killing time, we were smoking, and we were trying to not think about the bullshit that we were surrounded with and just dealing with, bro. So sometimes just a car ride with some beats was the release, bro. And then we would freestyle and shit. But just to be able to do sold out shows or be even just even the ones that aren't sold out, bro, just be able to perform still, do what I love, as not only just a job and full-time career, but as well just because I choose to, because my music career has been in a lot of different stages, and I'm thankful for where it's at now because I get to do it whenever I want to and as much as I want to. Hustle it because it's really a 24/7 thing. I get to live it because it's really me. That's the thing, is I don't have to try and sell some shit that's not me, or they'd be oh damn, I gotta fit this shit. I get to really just be me and then just exist, and then people fuck with it, and I get to make what I make, and I get to work with a bunch of really talented other artists and producers and creative minds too, and then on days I just get to also just make stuff myself. But I've worked with a lot of really talented people from across this state, this country, around the world too, bro. And I'm thankful for it. I'll never take that for granted. But that's just the power of music, where it's just depending on what mood I'm in, depending on what frequency I'm kind of feeling that day.
You can find people to match your vibe.
Yeah, I'm able to express that, and it took time.
Right.
And that's what I also encourage the other artists is it's not just you just wake up one day and then it's just that.
Well, yeah, you gotta.
Right? You have to. It's a craft as well. You have to put yourself through time of practice and have discipline with it, because essentially you have to understand something. You have to learn something.
You can't just be angry. You gotta cultivate and figure out what's your type of angry. So
exactly.
The other people who are angry, that are feeling the same way that you are, can find you, faster.
Yeah.
And then as this, progresses too, and this is your livelihood. The intent is to hone your craft and get better and more surgical with, kind of precision accuracy of taking those words and taking that music and being okay, now that I know there is a specific group of people that I'm trying to cater to, how can I get faster and more precise with what I'm trying to say, that meets, the demand of a larger audience faster, so that I can maintain doing this at a higher caliber and a higher rate.
And I encourage artists to learn the business of things, learn your own unique process.
Yeah.
But there's a business and system that you kind of have to learn to navigate through. You don't have to necessarily stick to the rigidness of what it is I have to do things exactly like this.
Yeah.
Make it your own. But there are certain things that you kind of have to earn stripes for, and put the hours into, where it's just you kind of have to just go through it. Those days of I make a song and I don't like it, or writer's block, and going through trying to craft a song for a week, and you're I really want to finish this, then finish it. If you don't, that's okay. Come back to it though. It can be a couple years and come back to a song, but I know you're gonna say what?
Well, I was gonna say, do you journal, or would you say that your lyrics are essentially your journal?
A little bit of both. It's if I really feel the need to write something and catalog a day, or I was feeling this, I'll write it, but I won't write daily entries and shit like that.
Right, exactly. They're kind of more napkin ideas or footnotes.
I do try and write a song every day though. Okay. So essentially it'll be those are my time capsules. Yeah, so that day that's what I was feeling. If it's only if it's only a few lines, then that's what it is. I save it. That's what I guess would be what I catalog. Beats also can kind of be like my journals, bro. Like if I make a beat a certain day and I listen back to that and I'm like, damn, that's how I was feeling that day, you know.
You get inspiration from beats like being downtown and like waiting for the train. If you hear like the
exactly
from the like you know, different kind of
like the hustle of the wheels turning on like the track, like or
no, I know they kind of like it's kind of like that, you know, it's like a trigger, you know, it does that. If you hear the beat, will that actually do often a lot of times kind of like get
if I hear
visual
rhythm
image of that same spot, like say if you heard like some birds chirping and that kind of inspired this note, if you listened back to that music, do you occasionally get that? That's
It'll
cool.
remind me of that space, like Your Way was kind of just like my feeling of being in Arizona too. Like it was just like, don't lose sight of, you know, whatever your unique calling might be. Like take your time with it, but don't lose it, you know. Like it can take on different forms from what you expected, but don't lose it. And so that was just like when I came out here, it was combining just like kind of like the feeling of me being in the Southwest too. So that's why when we shot it where we shot, it felt really good performing that, because essentially like that was the feeling I had of just being like out into the desert and being like I'm still not lost. You know, I can wander away still, you know, like I'm just like, it's not aimlessly wandering around type shit. And so like for example, like with different emotions, like for the album I'm dropping in March, 2 Blades on the way, it's like like cutting up. So like a lot of people ask, what is Ginzu, or what does SayGinzu mean, or like what does it represent? And it's not just necessarily being like, oh, like violently having like a knife or a sword, bro. Like yes, I love blades, I love the craftsmanship, and that's art in its own, building something, right? Like making something that can, like I said, take life or feed thousands of people. And so as a result, like I'm trying to make something that can kind of like capture that. So then like when I hear certain sounds, it like does remind me of like, okay, that makes me want to like jump into action, you know, or like I'd protect my people, or like I want to get stronger, or like it focuses me in or something. But when I listen back to a lot of like beats I've made too from different times in my life, like it'll remind me. But like when I'm out and about too, like if I hear rhythm like or a certain cadence, you know, it'll trigger me to something, bro. Like but yeah, music's powerful, bro. It can have a lot of memories attached to it for like different reasons for people. As a person who makes music, it's different. I mean, like, cause I guess I listen to music a little differently than just like a consumer. Cause like I've really spent time studying how to create things, and like been around people that study the science of things, like whether it's like programming or just with instruments or with their voice or with you know, things they see, because you know there's people that I grew up with that just really just made songs and sounds with like.
Well, I know that homeopathic remedies are really important to you too, and like you know a lot of like using herbs and food medicinally as well as, you know, like I'm sure like aromatherapy.
Eat to stay healthy.
Like, you know,
don't
it's
take
like
medicine because you're sick.
It's like, you know, make sure that your food is your medicine, or else your medicine will become your food, you know. But how do you integrate kind of that healthy lifestyle and kind of that mentality of just kind of you know, integrating those homeopathic remedies and stuff into this lifestyle? Do you find it kind of hard and difficult? Because, you know, it's a pretty it's the rock star lifestyle. You know, a lot of times it's just, you know, living off of caffeine and you know, garbage food and stuff like that. So how do you maintain? You know, I know that's kind of a big part of the process too.
Learn how to cook. That's my advice to people: is learn how to cook. It's not terrible to do. Doesn't have to be tedious. It doesn't have to be grueling. It doesn't have to be daunting and just like unappealing to you to do. It's a process of it, but it's an investment into yourself. It doesn't have. I'm not telling you to go home and make a 10-course meal for yourself, okay? Or you know, just
a little
like
food prep doesn't hurt.
But a little food prep here and there, bro, like does not hurt the soul at all. So I try when I can, even though like the schedules are all over the place with what we do, and just also like, you know, the extra job that I have. But I do try and make the time when I get that little breath to like cook something that's like nutritious for myself. Because oftentimes, we pick up what we can on the road. But essentially what I do though is I stay as active as I can still, mentally, physically, emotionally still too, bro. Like I go through the ringer of different emotions, and that's one thing that a lot of people kind of refrain from, is they're scared of their emotions. And it took me a while to deal with them, but essentially like when I went through like my meditative space, I'm like, I'm gonna feel anger, I'm gonna feel sadness, I'm gonna feel excitement, bro, and I'm gonna feel times of just unfathomable boredom, of just like, wow, there's like nothing to do. But like you have to be okay with that. But like find stimuli within yourself, whether it's
right.
like you elaborate on like thoughts you have internally, breathe. Learn how to breathe.
You know, we did really take for granted one of the most powerful tools we actually have at our disposal.
I also love my tea.
Breathing exercises.
Yeah, breathing's powerful, bro. Like
extremely. You know, it can actually.
This guy does grounding too.
Change. Like, earthing and grounding. I do believe in that.
Yeah, like, and here's my thing with meditation. Okay, here's my advice. Okay, like when I was a kid in the temple, bro, like I saw a lot of people dial in, and in different ways. Shouts out my uncle. You know, he still be bald as fuck doing what he's doing, and I think about, you know, obviously like where I'm at now and like the different routes life could have taken me over the years. All would have been kind of unique, and I'm thankful that my life has been kind of outside the box from the beginning.
Right.
But it's just, like make it your own, but like find what works for you. Like for example, like my sleep schedule is probably not the best for other people.
No.
But I take my mental breaks where most people won't, and like when I'm at work, for example, like I'll sometimes where like
sleep schedule.
Yeah, sometimes where it's like if I can't get the sleep, like I'll take like visually take it all in, like like auditory, like I'll take in what I'm hearing, like the experience of it, and just like kind of sit there and just like be, just like the art of presence, bro.
Yeah, a friend of mine at
like,
work was asking about
yeah,
that.
don't be afraid to just stop for a second.
You got to make all noise one sound.
Yeah.
Once you can do that and you can get all the noise to be one sound, then that's your good starting place.
So
it's
like, although
start,
you know, like we go from being in a venue to being in the studio to being on stage to like being on set to like different things, bro, or just like being mobbing around, like I'll still take my time, bro. Like if I'm at home working on music, just sitting in some silence, because it can just still be like a moment to just like, you know, process life, because I have a lot of things I'm thankful for, bro, where I'm like, I'm not there no more. I have a long way to go still, but as far as like what I do, like food is tough here as far as like always getting the healthiest option I can, but if I'm on a day where I'm like, okay, I ate like crap, bro, I'm gonna treat my mind really well that day. Like, even if it's grueling. Like here's the thing, like even if like I'm still at work, bro, and it's tiring, it's loud, it's exhausting, I still haven't slept, I'm gonna remind myself like, bro, like I'm doing something for a powerful reason. You feel me? Like I'm doing stuff for like a big picture. You feel me? I'm investing in myself, I'm investing in other people I care about, so that like, because if I can be the best I can be, then I can really do stuff for help other people. But not just always be like, oh, I'm trying to help everybody, but it's like, no, like it takes a village sometimes.
Yeah.
And you know, like an ecosystem together, and then it's like I could be a person that does some extra shit. You feel me? For now, because essentially though, what if it comes a day where like I gotta lean on someone else to do it like that? But I know some strong ass people, bro, that I've seen do the work of, bro, like we can go to war against an army, bro. You feel me? And it's just like I see what it's all for. And when I was in different parts of my life, bro, I was too jaded to see why. I'm gonna be like, okay, what is the meaning of all this shit? And some people don't ever find really like what their calling or purpose seems to really be. And I encourage people to still, whether it's like internally, externally, find what's yours. But there's a beautiful picture out there, and you can paint it yourself, or you can build it. You can build it with somebody else. And music allows me to do that. Food fucking allows me to do that. Like when I did you asked about my show in LA. I was in 2 different Airbnbs, right? One of them was like a 4-story thing. We had like a rooftop lookout, 3 levels for people to sleep. And after my show, of almost selling out a venue we ain't never been to in LA, bro. A bunch of locals like got to meet. I had people from a bunch of different states pop out, and like, you know, different backgrounds. Went back and cooked for everybody.
Nice.
And fed 10 people. And then the next day, you know what I did? I cooked and fed 10 people. The next day in BB, I was at.
Yeah, on the next time we're gonna have you on, we're definitely gonna be doing talking about. First off, I just want to have some of your cooking. I love it when you cook.
We'll cook again, bro.
But
they let me cook for a short film too.
Yeah.
Be on set and cook and feed people, bro. But that's how I'll heal myself too, bro. Like, is with everything and how like crazy it is. Like those things, like those times of like grounding. That's like you take your time, shoes off, walk in the dirt, and like that's like a different form of grounding for me, bro.
Yeah.
Like, even given like
I don't get to
I'm
cook
seeing
as much
a
as
lot
I
of
need to.
success lately, bro.
Yeah.
But doing stuff like that always reminds me of where I come from, why I do this stuff, and just enjoying it, bro. Because like, yeah, it's the science of it, bro. And like, food's essential to make the equation work, bro. To make that battery run. But yeah, I don't know. Well, like just getting to do all this is, bro, crazy. Just even looking around at all this, bro, like all the moving parts and, you know, it's the process of everything. Like, I ain't never gonna take that shit for granted at all. But like, what's the next question though, bro?
Well, I was gonna say we actually got to wrap this up because
Mhm.
we're way over time.
Yeah, it was a good episode
But
though.
no, it's good.
And that shit was tasty though. In the last set we were on, man. What was that?
I did.
What was?
I think I did we did the fried rice, bro.
Oh yeah.
I brought in chicken. Oh yeah, teriyaki chicken that I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. But
Thanks.
okay,
Yeah,
we
that-
gotta
good options.
quit talking about food. That's gotta be the next
I'm
episode because
getting hungry.
Come back.
yeah, exactly. It's late at night and I'm already hungry. We've already had a full day.
Oh, yeah.
I keep forgetting that we've already worked today.
We did.
There's Eric with his music again.
It's like at the Grammys, bro. They tell you
are
to
we
shut the
gonna
fuck
hear
up and
that?
wrap it up.
No.
Oh, that's
SayGinzu,
fantastic.
SayGinzu,
So that's
new
actually
album, new
embedded
album
in
March,
the.
bro.
Oh, yeah.
That's terrible. That
Two
looks
Blades
It's
is
just-
on the
multi-track
way.
recording, bitch.
Oh wow.
What's it, March?
Okay.
Is it March?
Yeah, March. We're dropping 2 Blades in March. The album's dropping. Thank y'all for having me on this.
one last
bro.
plug.
No,
This is a lot of fun.
absolutely.
One
Hey,
last
this has
plug.
been the Science of Art. This has been our pilot episode. God, I hate this music. We couldn't have had his. We couldn't do.
I don't have any-
Put your way back on, so we have that playing in the background when we talk. Or
yeah, I got
at least
an album
Fly to
dropping
the
in March,
Valkyries
bro.
or
Excited for
something
it.
SayGinzu on
else.
Spotify, man.
You can find me anywhere. Tap me in with me.
You know, because the
I do collaborations. I do commissions. You can hit me up to make some shit. Pop out
Do you
to
have a
my
website?
shows.
Do you have a website, or do you just have the Spotify thing at the moment? Insta.
Yeah, I got my links and everything
Okay.
like that. We have the Chosen Rejects.
We're gonna post
portal,
those down here somewhere on a table. I don't know, maybe up above. Maybe hey, you know what? Actually,
Website on the way.
We'll post them somewhere out there in the ether.
Mhm.
But we'll post your links and stuff right there. But also we'll have those in the description below. Something else that we've got coming up is we have our Patreon. So we have a lot of shows that I know people are starting to see, like AZ48, our comedy
They make a
improv
lot of
show that we've
shit,
got.
a lot of skits.
We have our films that are
Short
coming
films.
out. We have this show. This is the pilot episode. So if you like a lot of what you're seeing, throw us a few bucks. It helps. If you go to Patreon, there's also a lot of links to our shirts, our hoodies, our hats, our cups. I think we got cups. We got
Drop
mugs.
Exit Reality on Teespring right now.
Hell yeah.
We're to get a
Me and my homie do banners and flags.
Oh yeah, Alan does
bags, all
stickers.
sorts of
Stickers.
shit.
We got
Yeah,
stuff.
stickers.
So we're gonna have a
We
lot
got
more
hella
stuff that's
crazy
gonna be.
shit.
But no, definitely check out that Patreon because that's a good way of checking out what we've already got going on, our past work, and our upcoming shows, you know. And the reason why we're doing the Science of Art, one of the big reasons why we're doing this, is the opportunity to really get an in-depth look at what the local Phoenix artists are doing.
You know, some talented people.
There
There's
really
some
are
really
some
creative
amazing,
motherfuckers out
talented
here.
people, you know. And it's also, I know a lot of people want to hear that they're not alone in having some, you know, kind of weird stuff in their backgrounds and, you know, things that they've had to overcome, and some stuff that they've had to work through, you know, and having a good, healthy outlet like art is important. But, you know, also what's important too is, you know, even a painter, you know, has to study the color palette and the chemistry behind that, and what the oils and, you know, what the pastels and all those different things do. They have to study all the artists that came before them. You gotta understand the history.
Gotta run your experiments, bro.
Yeah, and you gotta know
your
your
tests.
tools too. So just like a chemist has their test tubes, the artist has their paintbrushes. Just like the chemist has, you know, the periodic table. And you got, you know.
You should play Matter of Minutes for me, bro, real quick.
Oh yeah, that's a really good one too. So it's just kind of cool to, you know.
Made this beat, wrote this beat.
Science of Art is gonna be
sang
important.
it,
It's cool.
recorded it myself.
Nice.
Shouts out my homie Young Davon though, bro. He helps me with a lot of my engineering.
Things change in a matter of minutes. In a flash, things totally different. To be honest, I've been had a vision regardless, cause Ginzu is ready.
SayGinzu, baby.
Turning the tables, you know we able. We gon' make sure it's spinning. I let you peek through my lens, but you won't believe half of the shit that I've been in. This life I'm in, I've
Well,
been
this has been the
no,
Science
I
of
can't
Art
put it away.
with Exit Reality Entertainment and Above Below Studios. We have Eric Adams, Matt Pleasant,
That motherfucker's a legend.
SayGinzu.
SayGinzu.
Love you, Thomas.
Love y'all too, man. Thank
Tomo
y'all for
Hara.
having me. Masatomo, bro.
Masatomo.
Yes, sir.
SayGinzu.
Out this bitch.
フォースと動いてほんの少し怒ってる I be rubbing land cause もうお腹が空いてる Watch the雷で嫌な雨降ってる Kids like right in the shot I'm ripping off my ancestry but I'm not wanna get stuck in the box Less people wanna get
You've been watching and listening to The Science of Art, brought to you by Exit Reality Entertainment.
I've been through shit that was tough to endure, but at least it was good for the plot. Yeah, I still kept it authentic while y'all was up fucking with favorites.